YouTube viewers. In this particular video, what we're going to be talking about is the measure of position, which is also a part of descriptive statistics. And so the two main measures of position that we have in Excel are the quartiles and the percentiles. And so we covered the percentiles in the last video that I made, where a quartile is similar, the formula for the quartile is similar for the formula for the percentile. And basically what the percentile is in Excel is you use the percentile formula and then you say that the percentage number that you want it to calculate. And in the last video, we had the percentile of 66 percentile, and it gave you a percentage of 65. And the reason why is because we have 100 random numbers between A2 to A101, and that'll give you 100 random numbers, because what we're doing is we're just working on random numbers. And then so a quartile differs from a percentile, whereas a quartile is a quarter of the range of 100%. So you've got 0 quartile, which is 0, and then you've got your first quartile, which is somewhere around 25 if it's 100. You've got your second quartile, which is somewhere around 50 if it's the main number, if the number is between 0 and 100. You've got your third quartile, which is somewhere around 75 if the number goes up to 100. And you've got your fourth quartile, which is around 100 if the number goes to 100. And then you've got your interquartile range, which is around the second quartile. So we come over here to 0 quartile, and then quartile Inc. A2 to A1, 0. That's your 0 quartile, so it gives you a 0. You've got your first quartile, quartile.inc. A2 to A101, 1. So that's your first quartile there. You've got your second quartile, quartile.inc. A2 to A101, 2. So that's your second quartile, which is 47. You've got your third quartile, which is A2 to A101, 3, which is 68.5. And you've got your fourth quartile, which is quartile.inc. A2 to A101, 4. And you've got your IQR, that's your interquartile range, that's D5. That is your third quartile minus D3, which is your first quartile. And so it gives you, if you take the third quartile and you subtract the first quartile from it, you get 42.75. So that's your interquartile range. So now what we've done is we've covered all of the 4 quartiles. And so the best way to look at a quartile is to look at the box and whisker plot in Excel. And so you can see 0 quartile is 0, and you can see the fourth quartile is 100. So the first quartile is somewhere around 25. The second quartile is after 40, somewhere around 50. And then the third quartile is somewhere around 70. And the blue line right here is going to be your median, and it's going to be your interquartile range, which is going to be Q3 minus Q1. And I also gave you a histogram as well that shows you the distribution of the random numbers that we had created. So that concludes this video on measure of dispersion, where we're talking about the interquartile range. And in the previous video, we talked about the percentage, but the two measures of position are the quartile and the percentile. So that's it for this video. The next video, we're going to be discussing z-scores. So I hope that you decide to watch it.